Hey, third grade, here are the 3 activities that you missed today if you were not with us. The first activity for our social emotional learning. Yesterday, we started reviewing positive self talk, which we'd already touched on before as a way to become a better learner. And so today we watched Kid President give his speech on 20 things we should say more often. There's a lot of silly things in there, but there are also some really good positive self talk phrases that he goes over. And so I want you to watch that video, and then you can either write, make a note, or a video reflecting on why using positive and polite talk can not only help you, but it can help build up others and give them some self confidence. And so, one example that I explain is that for me, I've learned that even though I feel better after complaining, which I do, complaining by itself doesn't do anything to help build me up or others. So what I need to make sure that I do is if I do complain, which still happens because I'm a human being and that happens, what am I going to do after I complain? How am I going to turn it around and make it into positive and not just focus on the negative? In our ELA today, we continued our main idea talk with a main idea lesson 2 task. Here is the teaching video that goes along with main idea lesson 2. And then here is our Zoom recording. Here are the directions for the slides. And right here, once you click on it, you can either listen to me read this section of a book about reproduction of plants to you, or you can read it yourself. Here I've highlighted 4 key details, and with the key details that I have highlighted and everything else you have read on this slide, you are to tell me what you think the main idea of this text is with labeling it. Then you are to microphone over you explaining why you think that that is the main idea. And just as a reminder, here we are working today on determining the main idea of a text. For math today, we continued working on comparing numbers using a place value chart. We went through and followed some of Mrs. Thaxton's videos. First of all, we started by talking about what is a place value chart, and we took some notes on that. So a place value chart is a chart to list the number in that place value. So here was our example. If the number is 2,478, in our place value chart, we would mark that there are 2 thousands, 4 hundreds, 7 tens, and 8 ones. We then practiced comparing numbers using this chart where we labeled all of the place values in the 2 numbers we were comparing, and then we filled out our chart. We made this number on the left our triangle number, and we put our triangle number across the top row. We made the number on our right our star number, and we put our star number across the bottom row. We then started with the highest place value, like we talked about yesterday, and compared the 2 digits in the highest place value. Both these numbers have thousands, and they were both 5s, so that is not helpful to us in comparing the numbers because they're the same. So we then went to the hundreds. They both have 4 hundreds, so again, that was not helpful in us comparing the numbers. So I went to the next highest place value, which was tens. Both numbers had 3 tens. So again, not helpful. So we crossed them out and went to the next and last place value, which is the smallest, and ones. And we noticed that our star number had 1 1, whereas our triangle number had 0 ones. So 1 1 is higher than 0 ones. So we know that this number, our star number, is our bottom number, is our highest. So we put in our comparison to say that 5,430 is less than 5,431. On your activity today, you're going to be going through and completing these place value charts to compare these 2 numbers. And on this, you need to make sure that I'm looking for 2 things, and you know that. I'm looking that you can fill in the correct comparing symbol, less than, greater than, or equal to, and also that you have an understanding of your number sense. So for example, with these 2 numbers, the highest place value is hundreds. So I would not expect to see anything in the thousands spaces here. I would only see hundreds, tens, and ones. So I'm looking for multiple things here. On this page, you are to draw the place value charts to compare each set of numbers. It's kind of hard to do this on the computer. If you want to do it on the computer with your finger on your touchpad or your touch screen on your Chromebook, you can. But if not, you can use your math notebook and complete these in your math notebook. But if you do that, you need to make sure that you take a picture of your work and upload it to me so that I can see your work. Because remember, I'm looking that you can fill in the correct symbol and also that you have an understanding of your place value. So those are the 3 activities for today. Please make sure that you check your inbox and your notifications for any work that I have sent back to you that you need to review. Remember, if I send it back to you, there's going to be a comment underneath your work that tells you what you need to fix before you send it back to me. If I send it back to you, don't just send it right back to me unchanged. I'll see you guys tomorrow.